Hey everyone, it's your boy back with another dose of raw, unfiltered motivation. Today, we are not sugarcoating anything. We are not here for a gentle pat on the back. We are here for a seismic shift in your mindset. I've been watching you, listening to you, reading your comments, and honestly, I'm seeing a lot of potential being squandered. A lot of dreams gathering dust. It's time to cut the crap. The endless excuses, the constant whining, the feeling of being perpetually stuck. It's got to stop. We all have those moments, those days where the world feels like it's conspiring against us, where the weight of our responsibilities feels crushing. You stumble, you falter, you feel like throwing in the towel and just giving up. But that's not what defines you. What defines you is how you respond to that adversity. It's how you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward despite the pain and the setbacks. We've become masters of self-sabotage, experts in finding reasons why we can't, instead of focusing on the endless possibilities of what we can achieve. We let fear dictate our actions. We let doubt cloud our judgment. We let the opinions of others hold us back from reaching our full potential. I'm here to tell you that you have everything you need within you to be successful. The power, the strength, the determination, it's all there. You simply need to unleash it. This video is not going to be some fluffy feel-good session. This is your wake-up call. This is your intervention. We're going to go through a series of realizations, a series of actionable steps that will ultimately push you to break free from the chains of mediocrity. This isn't going to be easy, but if it was, everyone would be doing it, and you wouldn't be here listening to this right now. So, if you're ready to stop making excuses, if you're ready to take responsibility for your life, if you're ready to embrace the grind, then buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey that will forever alter the course of your life. Get ready to be uncomfortable. Get ready to be challenged. Get ready to be transformed. And most importantly, get ready to go from complaining to conquering. There are going to be 6 stages, 6 chapters in this journey of transformation. Chapter 1 will be all about facing the uncomfortable truth, a deep dive into the excuses we make and the self-sabotaging patterns we need to break. Chapter 2 will then focus on the power of responsibility, how taking ownership of your life is the key to unlocking your true potential. Chapter 3 will help us identify and dismantle the roadblocks standing in your way, those fears, those limiting beliefs that hold you back. Chapter 4 is when we shift gears and delve into cultivating a mindset of resilience, the importance of developing a never-give-up attitude, even when facing setbacks. Chapter 5 focuses on action. We will discuss strategies for effective goal setting and planning, along with the importance of consistency and discipline. And finally, Chapter 6 will be about embracing continuous growth, understanding that the journey of self-improvement is an ongoing process with room for learning and adaptation every single day. I'm not going to hold your hand through any of this. You are here to pick up the pieces yourself. This is going to be tough, but you can do it. I know you can. Let's get started. Chapter 1, Facing the Uncomfortable Truth. Let's get real for a moment. The truth, as uncomfortable as it may be, is that most of the limitations we face are self-imposed. They are built on the foundation of flimsy excuses that we have convinced ourselves are real. We're masters of rationalizing our inaction. We tell ourselves things like, I'm not good enough. I don't have enough time. I don't have the resources. Or, it's just not my fault. These excuses are nothing more than a smokescreen that hides our fear of failure, a convenient shield that allows us to avoid taking risks and stepping outside of our comfort zones. We create these imaginary constraints, these phantom barriers that keep us trapped in a cycle of mediocrity. We'd rather blame our circumstances, our past, or our perceived shortcomings than face the truth that we are the ones responsible for our own lives. We become victims of our own narratives, believing that we're powerless to change our situations, instead of realizing we hold the reins of our own destiny. We let self-doubt creep into our minds and corrode our self-belief. We allow the negative opinions of others to define us, internalizing their criticisms as facts and not mere perceptions. We let our fears dictate our decisions, paralyzing us into inaction. These are all patterns of self-sabotage that need to be shattered. We have to become brutally honest with ourselves. We have to acknowledge the role we play in our own struggles. We have to stop playing the victim and start taking responsibility for our lives, for the choices we make, for the paths we follow, and the potential we are yet to unleash. We spend so much time and energy on these excuses, and all that energy could be put to something actually useful. We waste so much energy complaining and blaming other people, but the truth is that if you want something done, you need to do it yourself. No one is going to come and save you. And honestly, no one cares as much about your dreams as you do. Think about the energy that goes into the preparation of an excuse, the energy that goes into finding more reasons for you to feel bad for yourself. Now consider how far you could go with that same energy invested in something useful and practical. It's time to stop this cycle. It's time to stop listening to the lies you tell yourself. It's time to confront the uncomfortable truth that you are the only one standing in your way. There is something called victim mentality, where a person consistently has a negative outlook and blames external factors for their problems. And this is the single most limiting mindset someone can have, because with that mindset, they will only focus on their suffering and never think about what they can do to be free from that suffering. These limiting beliefs are not set in stone. They are not an immutable fact. They can be changed, and they must be challenged. This begins with self-awareness and self-honesty. Look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Do you actually think that your excuses hold any water? Do you think you are really doing the best you can? Can you try harder? It is uncomfortable to think about this, which is why most people avoid doing it. But the truth can set you free if you accept it with open arms. It's time to take ownership of your narrative, to become the author of your own story, to write a new chapter where you are the hero. It's time to start building your foundation on honesty and stop living a life built on a tower of lies that you have carefully crafted around your insecurities. Once you see that your problems are not a product of external circumstances, but of your own mindset, only then you can begin working towards changing that mindset. That is the uncomfortable truth, and it is essential to grasp if you want to start changing your life for the better. This is a foundational idea. You cannot change anything until you understand this. Chapter 2, The Power of Responsibility. Now that we've torn down the walls of excuses and faced the uncomfortable truth, it's time to step into the power of responsibility. This isn't about assigning blame. It's about taking ownership. It's about recognizing that you are the captain of your ship, the architect of your life, the driver of your destiny. You are in charge. It doesn't matter what your circumstances are, what your past has been like, or what the people around you think you should be. It matters how you choose to respond to those things. It's the moment you take ownership, and only then, that you reclaim your power to shape your own journey. The power of responsibility comes with the understanding that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not a passenger on the ship of life. You are the captain steering the ship. You are not a puppet being controlled by external forces. You are the puppet master, making the decisions and directing your path. You need to understand that you have the ultimate say in how your life unfolds. What happened to you in the past is irrelevant now. It's gone. What other people say or do to you also does not matter. They do not define you. The only thing that actually matters is what you choose to do with that experience. You can choose to be bitter, resentful, and allow your past to dictate your future, or you can use it as a learning experience, as a stepping stone to propel you forward. You have the power to determine what story you will tell yourself and the actions you will take to create that story. When you accept responsibility, you are giving yourself the ability to create the life you desire. This is not about saying I'm responsible for the world. It is about saying I'm responsible for my life. Stop blaming the world for your problems. Stop blaming your parents, your partners, your friends, your enemies, your teachers, or whatever other external factors you think are the issue. They are not the issue. The only issue is you, your actions, and your choices. Once you accept that, you reclaim the ability to make new choices that produce better results. This isn't just about accepting responsibility for your failures and mistakes, although that's important too. This is also about accepting responsibility for your successes, your accomplishments, and your achievements. Give yourself credit when credit is due. Don't let your own inner voice undermine your progress. Own up to your victories. Acknowledge that you made it happen. It was your work. It was your dedication. It was your commitment that got you where you are now. That is part of taking responsibility too. It's about acknowledging the full spectrum of your life, good and bad, triumphs and failures, successes and mistakes. All of it is yours. And when you truly understand that, you hold the keys to your own kingdom. Many people complain about feeling like they have no control over their lives, yet simultaneously refuse to take responsibility. They are constantly looking for others to blame. They are always the victim. They feel like they are being dragged around, like life is just happening to them and not through them. But that's a self-made prison, and one that you can choose to get out of. It's about realizing that you are not a passive observer in your own life. You are an active participant. You have the power to shape your reality, to create the future you want. And that power comes from taking full responsibility for your thoughts, your actions, and your choices. You are in control of your destiny. Nobody else is. Once you understand this and really ingrain it in your mind, you can finally start to make real progress. It is not going to be easy. It takes a lot of effort, but the rewards are immense, and you will begin creating the kind of life that you have always dreamed of, but never thought possible. Accept responsibility and reclaim your power to shape your journey. It will be challenging, but it will also be incredibly rewarding. Chapter 3. Dismantling the roadblocks. So, we have faced the uncomfortable truth and we have embraced the power of responsibility. Now we must identify and dismantle the roadblocks that stand in your way. These roadblocks come in many forms, and they are usually disguised as something else. They manifest themselves as fears, insecurities, limiting beliefs, or negative self-talk. They are the voices in your head telling you that you're not good enough, that you can't achieve your goals, or that you're destined to fail. These roadblocks are often built over time and are usually a product of past experiences. These beliefs become so deeply ingrained in our subconscious minds that we accept them as facts, not recognizing that they are often based on faulty logic or someone else's opinion. It's time to expose these lies, to shine a light on the darkness, and to begin the process of dismantling the walls you have built around yourself. One of the most prevalent roadblocks is fear. Fear of failure. fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These are all natural human emotions, but they can become debilitating when they begin to dictate our actions. We let fear paralyze us. We stop ourselves from taking risks. We settle for less than we deserve because we're afraid of the consequences. We tend to overestimate the risks involved in pursuing our goals, and we underestimate our ability to deal with them. This is not a rational line of thinking, it's just fear. But fear is usually a product of the unknown, and that can be easily solved by learning and growing. There's only one way to overcome your fears, and that is to face them head on. Don't try to avoid them. Don't try to run from them, and don't try to suppress them. Embrace them, dissect them, understand them, and you'll realize that they are not as scary as you thought. They are merely illusions that we have created in our own minds. Another significant roadblock is self-doubt. This is the internal critic that constantly puts you down, that tells you that you're not capable, that you're not worthy, that you're a failure. We often compare ourselves to others, always finding ways to minimize our own accomplishments and maximize other people's achievements. We let our insecurities dictate our worth, allowing the opinions of others to hold us back. This is a self-inflicted wound that we need to stop perpetuating. Understand that everyone has their own unique journey, and comparing yourself to others is pointless and detrimental. Focus on your progress, on your growth, on your own path, and stop worrying about others. There will always be people who have more than you or who are more skilled than you, but that doesn't diminish your value or potential. The most important thing is that you are on your own path, making your own mistakes and learning your own lessons. You cannot get anywhere if you are spending all your time looking at other people. Limiting beliefs are another common roadblock. These are the deep-seated convictions that you hold about yourself and the world around you, and they are often based on past experiences or external influences. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm not worthy of success. These are all limiting beliefs that we need to challenge. These beliefs are not facts. They are mere perceptions that can be changed. It's time to rewrite the stories you tell yourself, to replace the negative beliefs with positive ones, to start seeing yourself as capable and worthy of everything you desire. The process of dismantling these roadblocks requires self-awareness, honesty, and a willingness to challenge your own thinking. You need to identify what these roadblocks are, where they came from, and how they're affecting your life. Once you understand these things, you can then take steps to change your perspective, to break free from the shackles of your own limiting beliefs. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time, and there will be setbacks along the way. But the journey of self-improvement is an ongoing process. Don't let these obstacles hold you back. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe, and you can achieve anything you set your mind to. With the right mindset and the right action, those roadblocks will slowly but surely begin to fall. Chapter 4. Cultivating a mindset of resilience. We've exposed our roadblocks. Now it is time to build a mindset of resilience. A mindset that enables us to bounce back from setbacks, to persevere through challenges, and to never give up on our dreams, even when the going gets tough. Life will always present you with difficulties. There will be days when it seems that everything is going wrong, when you feel like you're fighting a losing battle, when you're tempted to just throw in the towel and quit. But it's during those times that the importance of resilience truly shines through. It is not about avoiding failure, but about learning from it and using it as fuel to move forward. Resilience is not an innate trait. It's a skill that can be developed over time. It requires a shift in perspective, from seeing setbacks as defeats to seeing them as learning opportunities. When you adopt a resilient mindset, You understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's an integral part of the journey. It's the stepping stone on which you build upon. Each time you fail, you gain valuable insights into what didn't work, allowing you to adjust your approach and move closer to your goals. Every failure is a lesson, and those lessons are what build character, experience, and resilience. That is one of the main pillars to success. It's like a weightlifter that keeps lifting weights. They are failing constantly because they are pushing themselves to their limits. And that effort is what builds them the muscle they are seeking. The same is true with every other skill in life. Resilience also involves developing a strong sense of self-belief. You have to believe in your ability to overcome challenges, to achieve your goals, and to create the life you desire. Even when things get tough, you have to hold on to that belief and refuse to let doubt creep into your mind. You are not going to be good at everything you try, but you don't have to be. The only thing that is important is that you do not give up. That is how you develop resilience, by picking yourself up every single time and keeping going. When you adopt that mindset, the world opens up for you because you will become unafraid to try new things and to explore your potential. That requires a different kind of thinking. You need to become someone who embraces challenges instead of avoiding them. Challenges are the way you grow. Without difficulty, you become stagnant. The journey of self-improvement is not a smooth, straight line. It's a winding road, full of ups and downs, twists and turns. There will be moments of triumph and moments of despair, moments of success and moments of failure. It's how you navigate those moments that determines whether you succeed or fail. Embrace the roller coaster. Do not expect perfection because it does not exist. Setbacks are inevitable. You need to prepare for the eventuality of failure, and that is not a negative attitude. It is just a practical mindset. If you know that you are bound to fail, then you are prepared to accept it and move on. It's about accepting that failures are a part of life and that they do not define you. What defines you is how you respond to those failures. Do you let them break you, or do you let them make you stronger? That is the choice you make when facing those moments of adversity. Cultivating resilience also involves developing a strong support system. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who encourage you, and who inspire you to be your best self. Having that positive influence in your life is essential to develop a strong mindset that can withstand any type of difficulty. You cannot go through life alone, and it's important that you find people that are going to support you in your journey. And if the people around you are not supporting you, then it's time to find new people. Having a strong support system will help you when things get tough. It's going to be essential to keep pushing forward. Resilience is not about being invincible or invulnerable. It's about having the courage to face your fears, the strength to persevere through challenges, and the determination to never give up on your dreams. It's about knowing that you have what it takes to overcome any obstacle that life throws your way. And this is a mindset that you need to develop if you want to get to the next level. Start looking at failure as a necessary step in the journey. You are here to learn and grow and to become the best version of yourself. Do not let the setbacks hold you back. Embrace the challenges, learn from your mistakes, and keep pushing forward, because in the end, your resilience will be your greatest asset. Chapter 5. Taking action and setting goals. Now that we've built the foundation of resilience, it's time to translate that strength into action. A resilient mindset is useless without a plan of action. It's time to start setting goals and making real progress towards creating the life you desire. It's not enough to have aspirations, wishes, dreams, or an idea of what you would want to do. It's all just empty, wishful thinking until it's put into action. You need a clear roadmap, a plan that guides you towards your desired destination with milestones and checkpoints along the way. It all begins with a clear vision of what you want to achieve. This is the most important part of goal setting. You need to know exactly what it is that you want, or you'll never reach your destination. Without clear goals, you are lost. You are just wandering around. Your goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This is a well-known acronym, and if you are not applying it to your goals, you are simply not trying hard enough. Instead of saying, "I want to lose weight," a specific, measurable goal would be something like, "I want to lose 2 pounds per week." That is a clear goal with a plan of action attached to it. Specific goals are crucial because they provide direction and focus. They remove ambiguity and help you to stay on track. Measurable goals are important because they allow you to track your progress and see how far you've come. They also help you to adjust your plans if you are not achieving the results you expect. Achievable goals ensure that you are setting realistic expectations for yourself to avoid getting discouraged if you start going too hard. Set reasonable goals, goals that you know you can achieve in the given timeline. Relevant goals are important because they align with your overall vision and values to make sure that the actions you take are actually moving you closer to your overall vision. And time-bound goals ensure that you have a specific timeline to achieve your objective, which prevents you from procrastinating and delaying your progress. Once you have clear goals, it's time to break them down into smaller, more manageable steps. If the goal seems overwhelming, it's easy to get discouraged and give up before you even get started. But when you break down the big goal into smaller tasks, it becomes less intimidating and more achievable. For example, if you want to write a book, don't tell yourself that you are going to finish the book by the end of the month. Instead, focus on writing 1 chapter every week. When you have a plan, you avoid getting overwhelmed. You will just focus on what you need to be doing that day, which allows you to make consistent progress every single day. And this is one of the most important pillars of success: consistency. You need to be making constant and incremental improvements every single day. Don't just be a weekend warrior. You need to show up every single day. Even if you can only dedicate a small amount of time, you must be consistent. That is one of the greatest secrets to success, and consistency cannot exist without discipline. Discipline is the ability to do what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. This is the difference between someone who achieves their goals and someone who makes excuses. The process of taking action also requires a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. Growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. It happens when you're pushing yourself, when you're trying new things, and when you're taking risks. That's where the true reward is. We are so attached to our comfort zone because that is where we feel safe. But unfortunately, the comfort zone is where we are the most vulnerable because we are not growing at all. Therefore, to grow, we need to embrace discomfort and see the challenges as opportunities for growth. Start small, but start moving. Do not wait for the perfect conditions because they will never come. Do not wait for the perfect time because there is no such thing. Start today, start now, and start making progress towards your goals. Take responsibility, be resilient, set clear goals, break them down into smaller steps, be consistent, and be disciplined. That is how you take action and make progress towards the life you desire. It requires work, it requires effort, but that's what makes it worth it. Chapter 6. Embracing continuous growth. Finally, we arrive at the final chapter. Embracing continuous growth. This is where we recognize that the journey of self-improvement is not a destination, but a continuous process. It's not about reaching a point where you're perfect or where you have everything figured out. That will never be the case. It's about constantly learning, evolving, and adapting to the challenges that life throws your way. It's about recognizing that the pursuit of self-improvement is a lifelong commitment. You will never have everything figured out. You will never be a perfect being, and that is a good thing. Without growth, we stagnate. We lose our edge. We become complacent, and we never reach our full potential. Therefore, you need to constantly seek opportunities for growth. Always try to learn new things. That doesn't mean that you have to be an expert in everything. It means that you must be open to new ideas and to new concepts. Life is a constant process of adaptation and evolution. You must keep learning every single day. Always strive to become a better version of yourself than you were yesterday, because when you commit to this process of constant growth, everything starts to become clearer. The more you learn, the more you realize that you still have much more to learn. This is where humbleness comes in. A humble attitude can actually help you grow because it will encourage you to listen to others and to learn from them. You also need to learn from your own mistakes. Always reflect on your actions, on your choices, on your results, and try to figure out what you did right and what you did wrong. This process of constant self-reflection will help you grow into the person that you have always strived to become. Growth also involves being open to feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for constructive criticism. Surround yourself with people who will challenge you and push you to be better. They are not your enemies, and they are not being negative. They are simply helping you see things from a different perspective, which can help you spot your blind spots. It's not always easy to receive feedback, but it is crucial for your growth. You need to separate yourself from your actions. You are not your mistakes. You made a bad choice. Learn from it and move on. Do not let it dictate your value or hold you back. And it's also crucial to be adaptable, to be willing to change your approach when necessary. Life is unpredictable. Things will not always go according to plan, and you need to be flexible and resilient enough to adapt to those changes. If something isn't working, you need to change your approach and try something new. That also requires embracing failure because it's not always going to work. And when it does not work, you must learn from your mistakes and then use that knowledge to improve your next approach. It's like an iterative process, which means that you are constantly going through the motions, and every time you do, you get better at it. That also means that your journey will never end. There will always be new challenges, new opportunities for growth, and new levels of potential to reach. So you have to embrace the never-ending cycle of progress and understand that everything is a process. Do not get discouraged if you are not getting the results you expect, because as long as you keep learning, you keep improving, you will get to where you are going. That is why it's so important to appreciate every single part of the journey, because the journey is where you grow. The destination is just a point in time. Embrace continuous growth. Never stop learning. Never stop improving, and never stop striving to be the best version of yourself. That is the most important commitment that you can make in your life. When you understand that you will always be growing, you will become more fulfilled and more happy in your life. Conclusion. We've covered a lot today, and I hope that you have taken some time to really think about the concepts we discussed. We started by facing the uncomfortable truth that many of our limitations are self-imposed, built on excuses that we've convinced ourselves are real. Then we moved on to embrace the power of responsibility, understanding that we are the captains of our own ships, in control of our destiny, not victims of circumstances. We've dismantled the roadblocks that hold us back, such as fears, insecurities, and limiting beliefs, and we learned the power of resilience to never give up and keep pushing through any obstacle. We've embraced taking action by learning how to set clear goals and create a plan to reach them. And finally, we understood that the journey of self-improvement is an ongoing process, and that we must embrace continuous growth to become the best versions of ourselves. Now, it is time to put these concepts into action. Stop complaining, get up, and start doing. The world is waiting for you, but you have to take the first step. You are capable of amazing things. You just have to believe in yourself and have the courage to keep going even when it gets tough. This is not just a motivational speech. This is a call to action. It is time to leave the excuses behind and start living the life that you have always dreamed of. You have the power within you to achieve anything you set your mind to. Stop underestimating yourself. Stop settling for less than you deserve. You are more than your fears, your insecurities, your limitations. You are a force of nature waiting to be unleashed. The journey will not be easy. There will be times when you want to quit, but in those moments, remember the lessons that we discussed today. Remember to face the truth, embrace responsibility, dismantle your roadblocks, cultivate resilience, take action, and embrace continuous growth. That is how you will win. I know that you have it in you. Now go out there and create the life that you deserve. Oh, true. That is it for today's video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe and leave a comment on what resonated with you the most. Remember to never give up and never stop striving to be the best version of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Final conclusion. As promised, the conclusions are at the end. This video is not meant to be a passive viewing experience. It's a call to action, a demand to take control, to stop making excuses, and to start actively creating the life you truly desire. The underlying message is that your power is not determined by external factors, but by your internal choices and actions. When you combine the raw honesty of self-assessment with the determination of consistent work, the possibilities are infinite. It's about taking all that energy you are wasting on complaining and redirecting that energy into something constructive and useful. From now on, you should accept responsibility and stop pointing fingers, because only then can you begin to truly change your life. These are not just words. They are a process that demands effort, discipline, and above all, commitment. Remember to be kind to yourself, to accept your imperfections, and to strive for continuous growth. The goal is not to achieve perfection, but to achieve a better version of yourself every single day. If you embrace the concepts we covered in this video, you can start writing your own story where you are the hero and not the victim. This requires a fundamental change in your mindset. It requires you to start thinking in a different way, to see yourself as someone that is capable of greatness. That begins with honesty, responsibility, resilience, consistent action, and a commitment to always learn and grow. And this is not a process that ends, but one that continues throughout life. The goal is not to reach a specific destination, but to keep growing along the way. So do not give up, keep pushing forward, and keep becoming the best version of yourself.